Hey guys, this is the Unwinding Podcast, the podcast where we talk about all the things that help us unwind in life, particularly travel, which is a lot of what we will be talking about. We love specifically Disney World. We've done a couple other Disney type trips as well as Universal. We want this just to be a place where we can share some of our experiences around travel, especially when we're talking about Disney. It's such a vast and large company, and there's a lot of different places that you can travel that are just Disney related, and especially if we're looking at Disney World, there's a lot around that, and we want to talk about our experience around it, and just share that part of our life with y'all, and then get to also build a community where you all share that with us as well, and hopefully get to learn a little bit more about travel, about Disney, and just get to enjoy life a little bit more and learn how to unwind, if you will.
Yeah. I mean, in the beginning, it's probably just going to be like 7 of us just texting back and forth whenever this comes out. It's
fine.
So if
5 of those people probably will be our family members.
And if you're one of those and you have questions, just text us. Just keep it in a single chat with her. Don't put it in the family group chat. That thing's too busy as it is.
Yeah, and Chris won't respond anyway, so it's fine.
Ooh, shots fired.
Shots have been fired. But anyway, so this first episode, we really just wanted to introduce ourselves, not get too crazy, just kind of talk about, like we said, why we're here, talk about how we got here a little bit, and our history around travel. Neither one of us did a incredibly huge amount of travel growing up. We did, a few things here and there, but it wasn't,
mostly like day trips.
Yeah, day trips, small weekends. I did a few longer stints in the summertime, but for the most part.
Wait a minute, you went to Spain.
That was until I was 18.
Oh, okay. We're not even there yet.
Yeah. So if we're looking specifically, I know we're not going to be just solely Disney based, right? But a lot of our content is going to be about Disney. It's what we know. It's what we love. It's what we enjoy talking about. But we will talk about other travel as well. But if we're looking specifically at Disney, neither one of us went as children.
Not that I can remember. Maybe I did, again, mom in the group chat, maybe throw some shade. I don't remember going as a kid.
I know
maybe
I for sure didn't. The first time that we remember going and actually went as adults was actually 2019, which, knowing that was just 4.5 years ago, because we went in February of 2019.
Well, nothing major has happened in the last 4 years.
No, nothing at all. But the fact that we're as far deep into our love of Disney and people realize it's only been since 2019 is usually a shock. A lot of people think that we are those people who grew up going there.
Yeah, like DVC or something.
Yeah, DVC is Disney Vacation Club, if you didn't know. We were not that. We are still not
Mom.
that. But yeah, so looking back at that first trip, we took with our friends, Jonathan and Krista, Pope. Shout out to the Popes. They are the ones that, I guess, essentially helped start this love.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was our first trip. And we went it was actually now that I know the term, a split stay, or a split trip, I guess. We stayed in the Disney area. We didn't actually stay on property because it was a little bit.
To Lake Bay or
I can't remember exactly where we stayed actually.
Kissimmee.
Kiss. I don't know where we were, to be honest. It may have been that area.
Okay.
I really can't remember.
Lake Bay. It's Bay Lake. Sorry.
Oh,
it's not Lake Bay. Yeah, it's Bay Lake. Yeah,
I don't remember.
If anybody ever goes back this far into our archive that is an actual Disney Florida fan, they're just gonna want to write me a hateful comment.
I don't remember exactly where we stayed. We stayed off property. I know that. And the reason we were really able to go at that time was Jonathan's in the military, and he gets really great discounted tickets. So we went with them, and we really just kind of, me particularly really fell in love with it. And when we got back, I was like, okay, when are we going to go again? Like, when is our next trip? And it wasn't until 21 that we were able to go again. Is that right?
Maybe. It was whenever, I mean,
Well,
it was
I
only
went-
a couple months after they opened things back up after COVID.
Yeah, I went in 19 one more time with my mom.
Oh, the day.
That'll have to be something we talk about too, because that was a very maybe.
They did
bring my poor
4
mom.
parks in a single day.
Yeah,
in the
it was
middle
rough.
of August. So how far we have come.
Yeah, we don't do that anymore. We'll have to bring mom on here to talk about that sometimes because she she was like, you
the way
dragged
she
me
describes her
everywhere.
feet
I'm like,
is pretty great.
sorry. So essentially, since 2019, we went back just the two of us several times, and we ended up buying annual passes. And ever since then, have gone 4, 5, 6 times every single year, which is just really of the past 2 years, 22 and 23. So kind of end of 21 into 22 and 23. We have gone a lot.
Yep.
We've even done a Disney cruise earlier this year, so that's something we can kind of talk about. And we've also been to Universal a handful of times. Looking back at our first trip in 2019, as much as we loved it and had a really great time, it's kind of crazy to see just 4 years later how ingrained Disney is into our lives.
Yeah, and kind of like how our trips have changed too. You know, like
For sure.
the organized chaos of kind of the early trips when we first started going down there, kind of to the more. I still feel like the first day every time that we go on a trip, the first day
we just get so excited.
Yeah, even if we start early with a flight out of Nashville and get down there, every single time we just blow up on the first day. And
we do. We get really excited.
It doesn't matter how much you plan the first day. We always just go and do too much. I feel like on the first couple trips, especially 2019 with Jonathan and Krista, like we were rope dropping just about every single day.
We started and like basically went to close most days.
Yeah. And so now we're multiple times a year. We don't
do that.
Yeah. Maybe that first day we go crazy, but then like after that it's a nap every single day.
And there's everybody kind of does it differently depending on, I understand people aren't like us where you even want to go multiple times in a year or every couple years. So I know a lot of people, their vibe more is the morning to night, and we call it rope drop to fireworks basically. And that's not everybody's vibe, and that's cool. So we can kind of talk about, we've done it both ways, and we'll kind of talk about what are the pros and cons and what we dislike and like about the two different things.
Yeah, I think maybe since our family is the only one here that's here at the start, maybe we can even convince them. They're like, hey, you guys spend a lot of time down there. What do you actually do? So we'll get further in that.
A little bit more about us. It might be easy to think that we live in Orlando. At this point, we do not. We live just outside of Nashville, Tennessee. And so when we do go to Walt Disney World or travel to any of these locations, we are traveling. Since it's just the two of us, we do only travel by a airplane because we do not like driving 9.5 hours.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like a 9-hour drive.
But it is doable. It really, I know a lot of people who do much further of a drive than that. So it's definitely doable. We just choose not to, especially when you do have a larger family. I understand it is usually probably easier to just get in a car and drive.
Get like south of Georgia and find load everybody 100%. Up in the van, get south of Georgia, stay for a night, and then
100%.
And then go and you can do a half park day the next day.
100%.
So let's talk for a minute about the name of the podcast.
Yeah.
So the single pun in the existence of puns that makes any sense at all with our last name.
Yeah, nothing really goes with winding.
We tried for like 2 weeks.
Maybe longer. Much anxiety. I was like, this has to be cute and this has to be cool because it's going to be our name forever.
Wait, who gets credit for, who came up with it?
I'm pretty sure I did.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, I'm usually so much better at naming
I know,
things.
you really are. And I was like, it popped into my head one day and I texted it to you and I was like, yeah, I like this, I think it works. And then I started thinking about, okay, what does that word mean? And it's like, you unwind, right? Like you unwind by exercise, you unwind by traveling, you unwind by whatever you do to like de-stress and
maybe listen to a podcast.
Yeah, exactly. So
while you're doing the dishes.
Yeah, or go doing whatever on your commute to and from work, or if you're lucky and you get to work from home, your commute from your bed to your office. And then you listen to it while you sit at your desk.
yeah, for sure.
So, yeah, that's kind of the name of the podcast. And as we go, we hope that, you all get to know us a little bit more. We get to know you a little bit more, and we can learn ways that y'all unwind, and you get to learn more ways that we unwind outside of travel and including travel.
Speaking of ways to get to know us.
Yeah.
I have a game.
Let's do it.
So this is going to be this or that Disney World Park style.
Yeah, we do need to get better at saying Disney World because there are other Disneyland.
We're not going to list them all. No. So this game is kind of like a this or that. So
okay.
So I'm going to pin two things against each other that may be the same, they may be different, and you are just going to have to put your opinion out there for all the haters to ding you in the comments for, okay?
Yeah, right off the bat, you're going to make people hate me. I love it.
I think it'll be great. Nothing in history has ever gone wrong on YouTube.
It's fine.
Okay, so to start off, I'm going to go this or that, Magic Kingdom or Hollywood Studios.
Golly. My Magic Kingdom.
Wow.
I know. I kind of like, honestly, people are going to hate me, but I feel like not.
Wait a second. For people who have never been,
yeah.
Can you explain that there are different parks? How many of them? Like just for a second, because we kind of did just jump way deep
so
down.
If we're looking at Walt Disney World, there are 4 main parks. Magic Kingdom, everybody knows the castle. That's kind of your iconic symbol there. All 4 of the parks have an iconic symbol, so that's kind of what helps it. Epcot, which is the Spaceship Earth, also better known as basically the big golf ball in the sky. And then Animal Kingdom has the Tree of Life, and then Hollywood Studios has
and Flight of Passage.
Well, but it's not an iconic
It is true.
symbol. You can't see that.
You're right.
And then Hollywood Studios is typically people either see the Hollywood Tower of Terror, or which is our favorite, or the Chinese Theater, which is when you first walk in.
Yep.
If you went before we did, and it was MGM before it was Hollywood Studios, there was I think it was like a Mickey shaped water tower I've seen on things. I need to Google that and look at that image because I've actually never seen it. But yeah, so those are the 4 different parks, and he had me choose between probably my 2 lower ones, honestly. Like,
Wow.
I feel bad saying that, but it's like it encompasses a lot of different reasons because both of those parks don't have good food, and we like to eat when we go to Disney World.
True.
Now, granted, Magic Kingdom does have some of my favorite snacky type stuff. They do have a lot of good snacks, but I feel like we always struggle. I don't know. I picked also Magic Kingdom because of that. Like, they do have a lot of my favorite snacks, but then it's also close to the monorail resorts, so I can also hop out and go to Steakhouse 71.
Yeah, that's true. I figured that you would be more inclined to pick it for the nighttime spectacular.
I was getting to that, yes. The fireworks show,
okay.
yes, for sure.
Right.
Now, prior to Happily Ever After coming back,
I know, right?
May not have chosen it.
Yeah, it would be a much harder decision at that point.
It is super fun when the fireworks are going off and you don't like the fireworks show to go ride rides.
That is true. Like, we never would have been riding the People Mover as Tinkerbell came off of the castle.
For sure.
That was cool.
For sure. So do you want me to go this time? Give you a this or that?
Fire away with a this or that.
So I feel like this is kind of an easy one for you, but this or that, I'm going to go transportation style.
Oh, shoot. It's my favorite topic.
I know. Skyliner or the monorail?
Skyliner.
Yeah, I figured that was going to be your answer.
There's a nostalgia
I agree. Skyliner
There's a nostalgia piece with the Skyliner, though, because...
a nostalgia for 2 years.
Yeah, okay, that's dumb to say, but no, I don't know. That's not really that dumb
It's
to
like
say.
a
It's
memory.
defendable,
It's more of
you
just
know,
like yeah.
The
You're
first
fine. You
the
have
first
every right.
time you're gonna go to Magic Kingdom, right? And you come off of like you come through the Disney World overpass. You get in there down on Disney's wild interstate system that maybe we can talk about sometime because it's really cool.
It is cool.
You roll up to Magic Kingdom, you go and park your vehicle at the TTC, which I don't know what that acronym stands for.
Transportation and Ticketing Center.
Okay, perfect. And then you have options for getting over to Magic Kingdom, right?
Yes.
Like you have the ferry, but then you also like for
The
a second.
monorail was the first thing we rode.
Well, yeah, for the second you're like tempted. You're like, oh, this is really cool. We're gonna go on this giant boat. It's gonna take you across the lake. You're like, you can see the castles in the background, and then all of a sudden, like just out of nowhere, the giant space bus right above your head just starts flying in.
It is cool.
You're like, all right, forget the boat, right? So you hop on that.
Poor ferry.
Forget the boat. No, the boat is great.
We did the boat. We've done it several times. The ferry.
Yeah, but then so you're like, okay, this is really cool. I love the monorail, and then it goes through the Contemporary, which is just so stinking cool on the way there, right? Like you're inside of a building, and then you're not, So it's cool in its own right, but nothing will ever be the
Skyliner is basically a ride for us. It's something that we legitimately like. If the parks are really busy,
we'll plan our day around it. I feel like
100%. Or we'll be like, you want to take the long way to Magic Kingdom, so we can take the Skyliner.
I feel like we've even walked through Epcot at one point to get from the monorail to the Skyliner.
Yes.
Just to get off and go get Joffrey's.
Yes, 100%. Instead of taking the bus system, we're like, no thanks.
Yeah.
And we take the really, really long way. But it's fine. It's more fun that way.
I do appreciate you giving me a softball for the first one.
Yeah, it was a soft one.
That was kind of nice.
Yeah. All right, your turn for me.
Okay.
Round 3.
Okay, you mentioned snacks at Magic Kingdom.
Yes.
Are you going to go with the corn nuggets at Casey's Corner?
Yes.
Or
you calling them nuggets was really disrespectful.
What?
They're nuggies.
Corn nuggies.
Corn dog nuggies.
I refuse. I refuse. It's corn nuggets.
Corn dog nuggies with cheese.
Are you going to go with the corn nuggets, or are you going to go with the pizza egg rolls outside of Adventureland?
Oh, the corn dog nuggies for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
It's not even that close?
No. The corn dog nuggies are such a good bang for your buck. You get a large amount of corn nuggies, cheese sauce, and it's a decent amount of cheese sauce, and fries. And Casey's has free cups of water. Adventureland cart don't. Okay. And they're like $1 million for 2 tiny little egg rolls.
That is
they are
kind
good.
of a problem.
Do
with
not
the
get me wrong.
price of them. It's like
they're like
$9
for 2 egg rolls. And when we share them, we each get a bite.
Yeah, the specialty ones are, I think, better
We're both
than the
full
pizza
after
rolls.
eating corn dog
it's
nuggies.
They have like a hamburger.
I also don't think the
that
pizza
were pretty dope.
is available still. It hasn't been available since before the 50th anniversary. So sorry, can't even get that. All right, my turn for you.
Yeah, bring it.
This or that?
Yep. That. No, this.
What? Okay, these are rides. Hollywood Tower of Terror versus
Strong.
Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
Why would you do this
I
to
don't
me?
know. I'm very mean.
Why would you do this
Because they're
to
your
me?
top 2 favorites.
I think I gotta go Tower of Terror.
I knew. I mean, yes.
I think it just solely for like
Thrill.
No,
Really?
Differently. Thrill aside, I think we've had some of the best
Yes.
ride
So many
group
good memories.
pairings
Yeah,
and
yeah.
good memories on there, right? Like that ride really.
Are you saying that I make that ride?
You
More
do.
fun?
You do. You and other people, right? Because
Yeah.
like Mickey and Minnie, there's no like you feel uncomfortable. Like you kind of go into the ride, that last little bit of ride queue once you come out of the pre-show, and everybody's kind of in awe of the pre-show, right? Because it's a cool pre-show.
It is very cute.
So everybody's like, kind of in a happy, bouncy mood, and then the, happy song and stuff like that. And the ride itself is fantastic.
Nothing can stop us now.
Okay. Yes, except you singing. That could stop. That could stop us right now. That came out meaner. That came out meaner than I thought it was going to be. I'm sorry. I like your singing.
want me to do it again?
No, please
Okay.
don't. Okay, so the reason that I picked Tower of Terror is because I think it, aside from being just super fun, it's very simple, straight up and down, right?
sick.
It's the theming and the people that you encounter on that ride, right? Like, so you're
Because
like,
everybody's terrified.
yeah, you go into that
the
boiler
most
room,
part.
you never really know what you're gonna get, right? Like,
Yeah,
so
for
like
sure.
one time we're riding it and you have like a whole bunch of high school guys behind you.
And the cast members are usually really good.
Yes.
On
Yeah, and in
that
character,
ride, they're
yep.
usually a lot more character than like
Yep.
Mickey and Minnie's are just like it's not that they're bad. They're just not a ton. There's not like a ton of character happening with those
yeah.
cast members.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
that helps too.
And then the one time that you freaked out and grabbed that man's hand.
Oh my gosh, for everything in me wish I had that photo. We should have bought it and we
Oh,
didn't.
yeah.
But golly, that was pretty funny. All right, your turn.
I think we've done 4 of them. I think it's time to wrap this sucker up.
Okay, cool. Let's wrap it up then. So
I hope this was entertaining.
yeah,
If it's not,
there's more to
don't
come.
leave hateful comments.
Yeah.
And then don't forget
heart will
to,
hurt. Don't
if
do
you
that.
have nice things to say, we certainly accept positive reviews and
Correct.
5 stars. Nothing less.
Nothing less than 5 golden Mickeys.
No disrespectful things in the group chat. Thanks, fam.
Yeah, for real. All right, thank y'all so much, and we will catch you next time.
On Unwinding.